no.
Yeah,
It'll
Casey,
be okay.
can you put in a GIF of the sound of church bells?
Yeah. No, I got you.
Cool. Tight.
Give me 10 years of video editing experience now. All right.
Snyder, do you want me to go first? Because mine'll be quick.
Yeah, because you're just changing what species.
No, I'm
all
the
five,
1-to-1.
all 5 levels.
Let them cook.
I re-rolled all of my stats.
Stop talking. Everyone stop talking, even Derek.
Become better.
Yeah, so what's Kadima looking like in 2024?
Kadima is, for the most part, like 1-to-1 exactly the same. But I will like go over the new stuff with it because I'm still the same subclass. It is now Warrior of Mercy instead of Way of Mercy. Still human. I went all 5 levels of monk, so I get a lot of fun stuff there. I get another attack, so I can stay up in front more.
Huge. We love that level 5 for marshals.
Yes, level 5 for marshals is huge. Let's see. We'll start with the species. So he's still human, still medium. Humans are able to, like we were talking with Eldon, you gain heroic inspiration whenever you finish a long rest, which for us, the way that we do our recordings, we've been doing it where we get them once per recording session. So I don't know if this is going to change anything with that, Casey. I don't want to like, I feel like we rest a lot in our games.
Doesn't bother me. I mean to give you guys more inspiration, and then I just forget. So at least now you have a consistent way to get it.
And given how not doing that would also completely negate the starter feat that Eldon took. So
true.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he's saying only doing it once a day because of humans would also. That's what I was saying. Sorry, I apologize for not adequately describing.
Humans also get skillful, so I think I had that on the last version, which I took perception on. And then for the origin feat that humans get, I went ahead and just took tough. I figured that makes sense with him being a soldier, growing up, fighting in all of the shit that he did growing up and what he's been through. He's a hardy dude. He can take a beating. So that just gives me, I get 2 extra HP whenever we level up.
It's huge.
Especially because you are consistently, for whatever reason, lagging behind on hit points.
For whatever reason.
It has nothing to do with your inability to roll well.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. I could have just put everything into my constitution and been done with it.
Yep, call it a day.
You still have to roll well on your level ups.
Yeah, but if that con's high enough, you don't got to worry about it. But I still have the soldier background, which changed a little bit. The previous soldier, actually, let me open that up. That way I can talk about what did and didn't change. Because, like I said, I'm 1-to-1 swapped pretty much. Soldier before gave you land vehicle proficiency. So I was proficient in land vehicles.
Why didn't you ever use that?
Very important.
Because Kadima showed up and then we were on a boat.
Sounds to me like you were being
hey, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. You didn't argue your best to get it to be ocean, like sea vehicles. You could have tried.
I don't care that much.
I know.
But with the old soldier, the background feature was military rank, which said that you have a military rank from your career as a soldier. Soldiers loyal to your former military organization still recognize your authority and influence, and they defer to you if they are of a lower rank. you can invoke rank to exert influence over other soldiers and requisition simple equipment or horses for temporary use. You also usually gain access to friendly military encampments and fortresses where your rank is recognized. But the new soldier, you don't get any of that, but you get savage attacker feat. So once per turn, when you hit a target with a weapon, you can roll the weapon's damage dice twice and use either roll against the target. Nice. So I get a little more damage output just statistically. Knowing how I roll my damage, though, it is going to be a 2 on whatever damage die I roll.
Yeah. But hey, maybe now it'll be a 3.
Yeah,
maybe.
You roll it twice, you know? Hey.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on damage. You love it.
That is true. But yeah, Monk got a pretty big buff to the whole base class. Huge. Monks are eating good. What is it? The martial arts die no longer starts at a D4, it's a D6. And at level 5, it is now a D8. So any monk weapon that I use now is just a D8. So daggers, D8. Quarterstaff, D8. Everything's D8s across the board.
I'd love to see it.
Which also then plays into my consistent damage output. I get some more key points at level 5.
Are monks still 1-for-1 with your level on key points?
Yes.
Monks focus.
It's also they're also called focus points.
Focus
now.
points.
Yeah, focus points. So your monk level determines the number of points you have.
Okay. I was curious. I thought they may have upgraded that a little bit, but
no. But I guess technically, because you can still do some of the things that cost you key points before for free, and now you can then use focus points to enhance them. So now, like you can do, what is it? Flurry.
It's Step of the
blows. You can.
And patient defense,
Yeah, Step
right?
of the Wind lets you. I can now just take the dash action as a bonus action, and alternatively, you can expend 1 focus point to take both the disengage and dash actions as the bonus action, and your jump distance is doubled. Same thing with patient defense. You can take the disengage action as a bonus action, and if I spend a focus point, I can disengage and dodge. So it gives you a little more freedom with that. Yeah, so that'll be fun. You still get unarmored movement. So I think I have a 40 base now. When you roll initiative, this is uncanny metabolism, still at 2nd level. When you roll initiative, you can regain all expended focus points. When you do so, roll your martial arts die, which for me again now is a D8, and regain a number of hit points equal to your monk level plus the number rolled.
That is huge. Every time you roll initiative?
So I can use that once per long rest.
Oh, well, still, I mean, having your focus points come back on initiative, I mean, you'll never be out of focus points when we get into a combat.
And I get hit points.
I mean, you'll never die.
Yep.
You'll never die.
You'll never
Not
die.
even God themselves.
Not even God can
Not even God. To see him building this whole God killer.
Well, you got people that want to punch them, so you gotta be sturdy.
Well, you know, Kadima's good at punching.
What was the deflect missiles before? Oh, so that
it's deflect attack now, right?
Yeah, deflect attacks. So it's no longer just ranged weapon attacks.
It's everything that comes your
when
way.
an attack roll hits you and its damage includes bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage, you can take a reaction to reduce the attack's total damage against you. The reduction equals 1d10 plus your dex and monk level.
So it's like uncanny dodge, but almost better in a way.
So at this level, I can use that reaction and reduce it by 1d10 plus 9.
Jeez. Wow.
And if you reduce it to 0, you can expend 1 focus point to redirect some of the attack's force. If you do so, choose a creature you can see within 5 feet of yourself if the attack was melee, or a creature you can see within 60 feet of yourself that isn't behind total cover if the attack was ranged. That creature makes a dex save or take damage equal to 2 rolls of your martial arts die plus your dex modifier.
That's a huge change to that.
That's massive.
Yeah. That's insane. That's really cool.
With the wording saying its damage includes bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing, that could be like if I'm hit with a spell that does like cold and bludgeoning, I can use this, which is huge.
And it doesn't sound like it specifies it only reduces the bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing. It will reduce it all if you roll high enough.
It says to reduce the attack's total damage against you.
Right. Yeah, that's a huge, great wording on that. That's amazing.
Yeah, so far, even just up to level 3, Kadima is just incredibly more self-sufficient in combat.
Oh yeah, versatile like that. Monk like you said earlier, monks are eating good.
Oh,
monks are the new meta. Monks are new meta. Heard it here first.
Oops, all monks. Oops, all monks.
Oops, all monks. I love the old monks. So this is a massive, massive boon to them. It's huge. They deserve some love.
Yep. And like I said, I'm still the same subclass. So I get Hand of Harm and Hand of Healing still. I don't think Hand of Harm changed. It was before you could spend 1 key point to do extra necrotic damage equal to 1 roll of your martial arts die plus your wisdom modifier. And now you expend 1 focus point to deal necrotic damage to 1 roll of martial arts die plus wisdom. But because the martial arts die is higher, I have a higher chance of doing more harm. And Hand of Healing is still the same. I can it's a magic action now.
Interesting.
As a magic action, you can expend 1 focus point to touch a creature and restore a number of hit points equal to a roll of your martial arts die plus your wisdom mod. When you use your flurry of blows, you can replace one of the unarmed strikes with a use of this feature without expending a focus point for the healing.
That's cool.
So it gives you the option, because before, wasn't it like you could only use those during your flurry of blows?
You used to be able to use it for if you replace one of the unarmed strikes, you could use Hand of Healing.
Right,
but you can't do it with harm.
Yep. Okay, got it.
Harm used to be if you hit someone with an unarmed strike, you can spend a key point to do a Hand of Harm. So just added bonus necrotic damage on top of it.
Which is still how it works.
Yep.
Once you
but
hit,
I'm at the Hand of Healing.
Then...
Now you can just do Hand of Healing if you spend a focus point.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, you don't have to do it as part, because I think that was the old way. Correct me if I'm wrong. You could only do that as part of your flurry of blows.
Correct.
You could do it as an action.
Okay.
Or you replace one of the flurry of blows. So they're still the same. It's just worded. It's a magic action now to do it if you just do the healing.
Got it. Okay. Cool. Thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah. Implements of Mercy before gave you proficiency in insight and medicine, and you gain proficiency with the herbalism kit. You also gain a special mask, which you often wear when using the features of this subclass. So that was a whole thing with it. I didn't do that with Kadima on here. But Implements of Mercy now just gives you everything before the insight and medicine proficiency and herbalism kit. You just don't have to pick a mask, which was never Kadima's thing.
Yeah.
He wants you to see his face.
Look, your mask was your arm. I think your black and white arm. That's your mask.
Yep, that was one of the mask appearances, was black and white.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Before my feat at level 4 was athlete. But I've changed that up because I've been torn about using weapons with Kadima, because I realized a little after making Kadima that both him and Malik were unarmed fighters. So going forward, I want to tweak that a little bit and have Kadima start using some more weapons and like kind of tying into that part of it. So I took the Weapon Master feat at level 4. So I can increase my dexterity by 1, and I now have training to use the weapon mastery of one kind of weapon of my choice.
Oh yeah, what'd you take?
Which I took spear.
Nice.
So
that is topple.
That one is sap. With sap, if you hit a creature with a spear, that creature has disadvantage on its next attack roll before the start of my next turn. So I can start imposing disadvantage on people that are like coming. Say somebody comes up to attack Eldon, I can hit them with the spear, and they now have disadvantage against Eldon.
We're just gonna be a debuffing ass party. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. This is great for me.
Debuff Casey's terrible rolls. Let's go.
No, the counterpoint to that is that means we get all the bad rolls out sooner.
No, Casey's bad rolls never end. Have you not learned this yet?
I've had that one episode. Everything else
where
has
you
been,
whomped the crap out of us.
That's why we don't do afternoon records anymore.
Yep, exactly.
I see.
But speaking of debuffs, this one for Casey is that I get extra attack at level 5.
That's a big debuff for him, but big buffs for you, right?
Oh yeah. So now whenever I make an attack, I can now make 2 of them as a part of my attack action. And I also get Stunning Strike at level 5.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as it used to be. I think this did get debuffed a little bit. So the new Stunning Strike is once per turn. When you hit a creature with a monk weapon or an unarmed strike, you can expend 1 focus point to attempt a Stunning Strike. The target must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the target has the stunned condition until the start of my next turn. On a successful save, the target's speed is halved until the start of my next turn, and the next attack roll made against it has advantage.
So it's a buff. It's a but once per turn. You can't just gain. So it is a buff and a debuff at the same time. I think that balances it out pretty well. Honestly,
I like that things happen on the success.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
also
huge. You get like 2 things. What were you saying, Snyder?
Oh, it's also reining it into once a turn means it's not the default answer for people when it's not, where in later portions it's rarely useful, and the other ones are buffed to a point where they're so much cooler. So you're not like, oh, well, if I spend both of my key points, if I spend all of my key points trying to stun this person, because if it works, it is debilitating.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're like, oh, I can only do it once a turn. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's fine. And since you have so many more options to get your key points back, you don't feel starved to spend it on your other features.
Mm-hmm. Also, once per turn, you can still do it on opportunity attacks.
Mm-hmm. It is true.
Great.
Yep.
Gotta love it.
Yep. There are some as the As you go further down the tree, there are more changes. Like Old Monk at 6th level, your unarmed strikes count as magical, which I don't think you get that.
Now you get to treat them as they either do bludgeoning or force damage, I believe.
Yeah, it's 6th level. You can change it to force damage.
That's with probably for the changes to the monster manual.
Correct.
Because magical doesn't mean anything anymore, or it won't. So it will.
And it feels as though they are changing force damage to be this goes through defenses.
Which it kind of already was with a select few monsters that were resistant, but I wonder if like Amethyst dragons are still going to be resistant to force damage. I'm curious about that.
The one I'm really excited for is 10th level for heightened focus.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yep, so that one, your Flurry of Blows, Patient Defense, and Step of the Wind features get upgraded. Blows, and you make 3 unarmed strikes instead of 2.
Ooh, nice. Massive.
And with Patient Defense, when you expend a focus point to use that, you gain a number of temp HP equal to 2 rolls of your martial arts die. And then Step of the Wind, you can choose a willing creature within 5 feet of yourself that is large or smaller. You move the creature with you until the end of your turn. The creature's movement does not provoke opportunity attacks.
That is massive. That is so good.
Yeah. That,
it's a
hey,
Quicksilver
we're fucking booking it and you have no choice.
That is amazing. I love that.
And even without the never mind. I'm not gonna be mean.
Be mean. Do it.
Now you
I know what's coming.
I was gonna say I also have 7 skill proficiencies and I didn't need to take a feat for it.
There you go. Hell yeah, monk shit. Dope monk shit.
Dope monk shit.
We love to see it.
Hell yeah.
Also,
in all fairness, I didn't take a feat. It was given to me. But
that's fair.